Bo, does the anticipation as the games get weightier in their outcome, does it change, or is that something that you just every single week it's the same thing?
Well, I would say at the end of the week, or by the end of the season, they start getting more and more important. And, obviously at the beginning of the season, you're working to get to this moment now. But, at this point, every game has weight of its own, and every game is really important. So, I wouldn't say it's necessarily anything different game to game, but you definitely understand the magnitude of each game from here on out.
So the chance to clinch the number one seed, which would give you guys kind of a path at home through the AFC playoffs, just how valuable would that be for you guys to play at home?
It's huge. I think that's our main focus right now. It's the best position we could put ourselves in, and I think that's the next challenge for us. And it's going to be important for us this week. So we got to make sure that we're practicing hard and playing to earn that. And I think we've put ourselves in a great spot, obviously, and we just got one more to finish it.
Well, you said during the summer that this year you wanted to peak more toward the playoffs toward the end of the season. I'm wondering how that has played out for you, do you think?
Yeah, I feel like, we've been tested, and, I would say I've gotten better and better as the season's gone on. And, ever since, our break with, Kansas City going on break and, the last several games against good defenses, we've been challenged, and we've been able to, continue to hit strides and grow as an offense. And, I feel good with where I'm at, but got to continue to strive for more.
Oh, the video went viral of you chatting with Kirk Herbstreit about dogs. How has the reaction been from people that maybe didn't know your stance on dogs, or maybe your previous stance on dogs, and where's that at?
Well, I think it shocked me. I have a lot more people come up to me and tell me they're in the same boat, so I'm not alone.
Bo, Sean's talked about how important it is for the crowd to be loud at home when the opposing quarterback is in. When you're on the road in those situations, how difficult is that when you're in a very loud environment?
It adds an element to the game that's not easy, I would say, and I think that playing a home game and playing with home field advantage, it's an advantage for a reason. They don't say it's a home field disadvantage. So I think. Being able to play this one at home, which is going to be a playoff game, and then starting the playoffs, it's going to be just a whole added element for us. It's going to be, a tough environment, and I'm excited. I haven't played a playoff game yet in our stadium. Obviously, this is still a regular season, but they've just been getting better and better as the season's finished. The last 3 home games we've had have been special atmospheres, and I really want to see it continue to get better and better, and we eventually get back to the historical mile-high advantage that's essentially the toughest place to play in the world. And so I'm excited to see what it's going to become. Still the anticipation for me is there, but I do know that the crowd will show up, and they're going to continue to be a great factor and dominate the home field advantage.
Well, you're leading the NFL this year in game-winning drives. In those moments, what is it about you, do you think, that allows you to succeed in those moments, and kind of when did you know that about yourself, that you were built for that situation?
Well, I think it's just all about finding the next play and putting yourself in a position to go succeed. And fortunately for us, we've been in chances to have game-winning drives, and we've been in chances to make it go up on our opponent, and we haven't been down too much. And so at the end of the day, it's just all about who wants it at the end of the game. Who wants the football, who wants to make the play, who wants to make the block, who wants to make the tackle on defense. Whatever it may be, it's just a competitive edge. I think you just got to want to be in that position. You got to train to be in that position, and I think it does. Talking about training, it does go to the off season and to your preparation and how you practice. And we practice 2-minute drills all the time. Gearing up for the season, throughout the season, and we prepare for it. We want to be clutch in those situations, and everybody wants to be a clutch player, or answer the bell, answer the call when the game is on the line. And so you just got to prepare for those moments. You got to put yourself in those situations, and at the end of the day, give yourself a chance to go out there and execute and do it. For me, do what I know I can do, and go out there and complete passes and find ways to just get us in the end zone.
Well, you
Patrick,
talked
a few more?
about the last game against Kansas City going inch by inch because of the way they were playing. You like that? Is that like you like playing that style of ball, or do you just like it once in a while, as long as you go back to the regular offense type of thing?
Well, I think with that question, you got to just ask what is a regular offense. I would love, sign me up for the one that hits 50-yard bombs all the time, that are always open, that they're just consistently there. But we're just trying to find those and trying to find the ones that are open. But I think the league has changed a lot recently, and teams have just played a lot more zone and just letting teams just keep the offense in front of them and make tackles and just make the team go long drives, because everybody knows when you get in the red zone, the field condenses, it becomes harder to score. A lot of teams are okay with giving up 3 points and not giving up a touchdown, but it's hard to go drive for drive with some of these defenses that they're built to last, and they're built with great fronts and good edge or good defenders in the back end that just keep things in front of you. They want to make you run the football, and that's what the zones and the two high shells invite. And so it's just all about executing whatever the defense gives you. And I would wish like crazy a team would just play us man to man the whole game. It would make my job a lot easier, but that's just what the defense gives us, and we're going to continue to just find what they do, and we're going to do something that counters it. And you can't necessarily pick and choose, unfortunately. And so for us on offense, we just have to have a lot of ways to beat a defense, and sometimes that's just taking the 15-play drive and going down and scoring, and sometimes that's just as tough on a defense because you did it the hard way. But every once in a while, explosives are obviously good too. But just overall excited where we are as an offense. I feel like the last several weeks we've done quick drives, we've done long drives. It's just whatever we got to do to get the ball in the end zone.
Well,
Last one, Brandish.
Sean let us know that Trout's the only guy on the team that has incentives, that he's 5 catches. He said that's his season total, more or less. But are you aware of that? I think last year you needed it. Last year, the year before. But are you aware that if it works out, that he needs 5 catches to hit a bonus?
Yeah, we always talk about that. I think it's part of the profession. You work this hard to get close, and incentives are good. That's why they put them in contracts. And for Trout, obviously he would have never told us that. Nobody would have ever known if Coach hadn't have made it a big deal. But that's just the kind of teammate he is. But yeah, for me, it's just understanding that, and I'm going to try my best if it presents itself to get him those touches. And we make jokes about that being his year total, but I can see him going for 5 catches easily. And I just think it's going to be a good fit for us, just a good counter. And now the defense is going to be thinking we're going to target Trout the whole time. So I think it's good, and it's if it plays out that way, then we're going to be excited. But fortunately for us, Trout's not one of those guys that's going to throw a temper tantrum wanting his catches, and I think that all the more reason we want to get it for him.